Chapter 5 India's Heritage of Science and Technology. Introduction. The discoveries and inventions in the field of science and technology have brought countries of the world closer. Cooperation among all the countries have become oriented towards peaceful coexistence and world peace. Science means systematic knowledge, and technology means the practical utility of systematic knowledge. Science and technology, in spite of being two different words, they are linked to each other. Heritage of ancient India in the field of science and technology. The great sages of our ancient India have gifted invaluable heritage of science to the world. They have made outstanding contribution in the field of metallurgy, chemistry, science of medicine, surgery, mathematics, astronomy, astrology, Vastu Shastra, and physics. It is a matter of great pride for us. India has contributed not only in the field of literature, art, religion, education, and philosophy, but also it has made immense contribution in the field of science and technology. Modern age researchers have proved that India has scientific attitude along with religious outlook. Metallurgy. Since ancient age, the people of India use metallurgy in their practical life. Ancient India made extraordinary progress in the field of metallurgy. A metallic idol of a female dancer discovered from the Indus Valley civilization is an exemplary achievement of ancient India. Later, statues of Buddha belonging to the Kushan period have been found at Takshashila. In South India, during the Chola period, numerous metal idols were made. The statue of Nataraja, a masterpiece in sculpture, is famous all over the world. It is preserved in a museum at Chennai. Another well-known metal idol, Ram, the archer, can be seen in the museum. Artistic statues of gods, goddesses, birds and animals, and betel nut cutters are considered to be the best example of metallic art. All of them have important place in the history of India. Chemistry, alchemical lore. Chemistry is an experimental science. This science is very useful for various minerals, plants, seeds for agriculture, making of various metals, or to bring changes in them. It is also useful for making medicine. Acharya Nagarjuna, a learned Buddhist of Nalanda University, is known as Acharya in the field of chemistry. He had written books like Rasratnakar and Arogya Manjari. Acharya Nagarjuna advocated the use of allopathy along with herbal medicines. It is believed that the use of mercury ash as a medicine was initiated by him. Nalanda University had its own school of chemistry and furnace study and research. The description of main rasa, uparasa, 10 types of poisons, as well as various types of salts and ash of minerals is seen in the chemistry. The copper statues of Buddha reflect an expert knowledge and skill in the field of chemistry. The copper statue of Buddha, discovered from Sultanganj in Bhagalpur district of Bihar, is 7.5 feet high and weighs 1 ton. The statue of Buddha at Nalanda is 18 feet high. An exquisite example is of Vijay Stambha, the 24 feet high iron pillar, which weighs 7 tons, built by Chandragupta II. In spite of nature's fury over centuries, the pillar has not yet corroded. This is the best example of alchemical lore of India. Science of medicine and surgery. India attained an unprecedented achievement in the field of medicine and surgery. Since ancient period, Maharshi Charak, Maharshi Shushrut, and Vagbhatta pioneered the Indian medicine, science and surgery through their intense researches and reached to the greatest height. Maharshi Charak has written a book, Charak Samhita, in which he has mentioned over 2,000 medicinal herbs. Maharshi Shushrut has mentioned instruments used in surgery. The instruments were so sharp that they would split a single vertical hair into 2 divisions. Vagbhatta is also a very important work. Study of Charak Samhita, Shushrut Samhita and Vagbhatta Samhita is very useful for every doctor. Hindu herbal science of ancient time is enriched with huge collection of minerals and medicines from plants and animals. This has presented a detailed and complicated process of making medicines, their classification and their usage. They could even stop blood circulation with bowl-shaped bandage. They could skillfully operate on abdomen, kidney, cataract, hernia, stone, piles and bladder, etc. They could classify, also join the broken or displaced bones and extract the things pierced into the body easily and skillfully, recognize and diagnose the disease. They also gave dietary directions after post-recovery of diseases. They had knowledge of plastic surgery as well as joining nose and ears. They showed a keen interest in teaching students the method of surgery by doing surgery on the dead body or on the wax statue. They conducted risky operations during delivery. They were expert gynecologists and pediatricians. Veterinary science also developed in ancient India. They wrote books on diseases related to the horses, Ashva, and elephants, Hasti. Among them, Hasti Ayurveda, Shalihotra, and Ashwashastra are well known. The scholars or science writer of medicine Vagbhatta made valuable contribution through his work Ashtang Hriday in the field of diagnosis. Mathematics. Many epoch-making mathematical discoveries were considered to be made in India, through which contemporary global affairs are carried out. The gifts of India to the world are discovery of zero, decimal systems, algebra, theorem of Bodhayan, geometry and arithmetic. Aryabhatta discovered zero. The process of writing zero after figures was discovered by the sage named Grutasamad. The ancient Indian mathematicians have decided the names of the numbers made up by placing 53 zeros after 1. Decimal system had been seen on the measuring and weighing instruments which had been found from the remains of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. It had been acknowledged by Medha Tithi during ancient time. Bhaskaracharya has written books Lilavati Ganit and Bij Ganit in 1150 AD. He discovered science of addition, plus, and subtraction, minus. Brahmagupta introduced the types of equations. Bodhayan discovered theorem or triangle policy. Apastambha had decided the measurement of sacrificial pits or Yagyavedis used for Vedic yagyas in Shulva Sutras, 1800 BC. It also consists analysis of principles. Aryabhatta had mentioned the value of pi is 3.14 in his book Aryabhattiyam. He also propounded that pi is constant to show the ratio of circumference and diameter of circle. Multiplication, addition, subtraction, square root, cube root, etc. Ashtang method was introduced by Aryabhatta in his work. Hence, Aryabhatta is known as the father of mathematics. However, he had written many other books like Dashgitika and Aryabhattiyam. He has described main principles of astronomy in short in his book named Arya Siddhanta. He found the solution of fundamentals of mathematics, that is, arithmetic and geometry. Apart from this, various aspects of mathematics had been discussed by many scholars in their books. Among them, the scholars like Bodhayan, Apastambha, Katyayan, Bhaskaracharya, and Brahmagupta are included. Other sciences. Many books were written on various sciences in the ancient India. Other sciences. Name of books based on science and their authors. Prajanan Shastra,
Brabhravya Panchal,
Chikitsa Sangraha, Chakya Panidatta, Kama Sutra, Vatsyayan, Vriksha Ayurveda, Maharishi Parashar, Yoga Shastra, Maharishi Patanjali, Yantra Sarvasva, Maharishi Bharadwaj,
Kal Ganana,
Shakmuni. Astronomy and astrology. Astronomy is the most ancient science. Many works or granthas written in India. An organized and deep study of astrology was made by Indian ancient universities. Planets and their movements, constellations, and other celestial objects were used for calculations through which astrology and astronomy were developed remarkably. Predictions were made on the basis of planetary movements. Aryabhat made a remarkable contribution in the field of astronomy. So the first Indian satellite was named Aryabhat. He declared that the basic reason for lunar eclipse is the shadow of the earth, which was addressed as Ajarbhar by the scholars. In the same manner, Brahmagupta popularized the laws of gravitation in his book Brahma Siddhanta.
Varahmihir
Was the great astrologer and astronomer who divided astrology into 3 sections, Tantra, Hora and Samhita. His Grantha, named Brihad Samhita, gives information regarding effects of planets on man's future, his characteristics, various classes of animals, the time of marriage, ponds, wells, gardens, and good omen for sowing. We should feel pride that our ancestors were experts in the various sciences. Vastu Shastra. There is an immense contribution of ancient India in the field of Vastu Shastra. It is an inseparable part of astrology. Vastu Shastra of India is being recognized, dignified, and praised by many countries of the world. Brahma, Narad, Brihaspati, Bhrugu, Vashishtha, and Vishwakarma have made unique contributions in the field of Vastu Shastra. They have propagated the principles of construction for dwellings, temple, palace, ashvashala, forts, storehouse of ammunition, and the town planning. The description of Vastu Shastra is mentioned in Brihat Samhita. Rana Kumbha of Mewar revived this science in the 15th century after improving the previous versions of Vastu Shastra. According to the traditional belief, Vishwakarma was the first architect of gods. He divided Vastu Shastra into 8 sections. Various information of Vastu Shastra like selection of place, shapes, structure, proper planning of things, temples, Brahmasthan, dining room, bedroom, etc. are mentioned. As the time passes, changes are taking place regarding the principles and understanding of Vastu Shastra. Now it is being adopted by the foreigners. Ancient Indian knowledge of science has been accepted by the world. Indian culture is very vast and heterogeneous. It is a blending of science and religion, traditional ideals and practical knowledge, which is rarely seen in the other countries of the world. Tolerance and equality towards all religions is seen in our culture. In spite of having diversity in religion, lifestyle and values, we see unity in our country. We should not forget that Indian culture reflects unique feature of unity in diversity.